Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are catching this broadcast. Welcome to the Enlightenment series here on Facebook and also on YouTube. My name is Jay Moore and I'm your healthy accountant. Today is How to Get Through Hell Week. And I'm reading this book. It's called I think it's called You Can't Hurt Me. It's written by a guy. His name is David Goggins. And David Goggins is an ex-Navy SEAL. And so he's going through his life story. Good morning, Regina. How are you? He's going through his life story and he's in Hell Week right now. So I just said how to get through Hell Week because I hadn't actually created a topic for the week, but I wanted to jump on and kind of talk about how we all go through Hell Weeks and how a lot of us tap out and quit. And he talks about getting through Hell Week. Now, you should go get this book. It's called You Can't Hurt Me. It's by a guy named David Goggins. And you may not be able to get the book because the book is #2 behind Michelle Obama's book. And you know that's a very popular book. It's #2 on Amazon. And it was sold out when I went, so I'm listening to it on Audible. So look, this thing, Hell Week, that he's talking about, it's one of the hardest trainings in the armed forces. This is for Navy SEALs. And so as I was listening to the book and just kind of paying attention to a lot of the things that he had to go through, a lot of things that they all have to go through, it's all mental, right? There's a lot of physical challenges that they come up against. But the physical challenges that they had to get through would require a mental toughness that most people quit. I think they say out of a group of 125, about 30 people make it through to the end. This is Navy SEAL training. And so I'm sitting here thinking, about life in general. And I'm thinking about, times that I've quit. I'm not a quitter, but there's times in my life when I've quit where the challenge got so hard or the circumstances got so hard, I balled up as if I was freezing cold and said I couldn't do it anymore. And the thing about these challenges that I face, you face, is that it just required you and me to understand more of an awareness of, okay, what is the capability that I'm going to need to get through this challenge? And so a lot of times we come up against a lot of different types of challenges. You're talking about financial challenges. We come up against health challenges. We come up against relationship challenges. We come up against, work challenges. We come up against challenges in church. We come up against so many challenges. And the thing is, it's almost like you have to start navigating. You have to navigate your life as if you're not really there, because you're going to have to create a circumstance that's not real. So, and here's how I'll explain how to do this, because it's something that I'm still developing for myself and learning. So think about a game. Right now, what's very popular is virtual reality games. And virtual reality is becoming very, very popular. And what virtual reality is, it makes you feel like you're in it. It makes you feel like you have control of something that you're actually not controlling. I want you to now take a step back. I want you to almost take a step back, close your eyes, take a step back, think about yourself, right? I want you to think about yourself, and I want you to pull yourself back to where you can see yourself right now. You can do this. I guarantee you can do it. Close your eyes. If you're driving, don't do it. But if you're watching this and you're sitting down, I want you to see yourself in the place that you are right now. I want you to and say to yourself, like, I can see myself sitting in this chair. I can see it. I want you to see yourself there, because really that's your virtual reality. You can pull yourself out, see and get a wider view of what's taking place, almost to see, oh, okay, that's That is what I'm doing right now. And okay, well, why don't I shift and make myself do something different? But wait a second. No, well, I don't know how to do it. Well, if you were to start seeing it, so you got to see the outcome that you want. Oh, there's going to be pain involved. Yes, this guy went through so much pain in his hell week. I'm talking about he was his knee was probably, so messed up, but yet he was still running. He was still swimming. He was still doing a lot of the things that the a lot of us would have probably quit because like, yo, my knee is gone. Now I run, and running is one of the things that causes me some of the most pain. It causes me some of the most pain. I've had some challenges with my knees, but I refuse. I refuse to allow that to be the reason why I can't do it. So when I get out there and I start running, I love it when it's cold. I find that when it's cold, for some reason, it helps my knees. My knees feel, it's almost like I'm getting iced down. I was running last week and it was very cold. I didn't have on sweatpants that day. I had on my, the compression pants, the long tights with some shorts. I had on, two t-shirts, and I also had on the sweatshirt. But my legs, what I found out, I was like, wow, my legs are not cold. Actually, I could have run without the sweatshirt because I'm getting fueled as I'm running. Now, when I stopped running, I'm like, man, it's better to run than to stop running. So what happens is in our minds, there's a trigger that we can get to where we can turn this pain, we can turn the pain into pleasure. But a lot of times you got to experience the pain first. You got to experience the pain to the point where it feels like there's no way I can keep going. He shares a story in the book about how he had to lose 106 pounds to get into SEAL training. And what he had to do this in 2 months. I'm sorry, had to do it in 2 months. Yeah, that's right. 106 pounds. He had to do it in 2 months. He had to do something that was virtually impossible. He had to change everything about himself. He was 297 pounds. And the training required him to be at least 191 pounds. If you had to be 191 pounds at his size. He was 6'2", and the most you could weigh was 191 pounds. He had 2 months to do it. Luckily, he got somebody to allow him to get into the program, but he still had to get in. I'm talking about broke himself down to the point that he gets in, but that's not it. He still had to go through the training. He had to go through this training, and this training that he went through in this hell week that, look, a lot of us experience this hell weeks. A hell week can be anything. It could be the week, like this week, I can guarantee you, I have my wife's cousin lost her daughter a couple of days ago. Fluke accident. Here's what happened. She and another friend, they're driving. I don't know how, I don't know all the circumstances. She drives to a lot. Maybe she stopped a little short. Someone came from behind, hit her in the back, pushed her into the road. A truck comes across, bam, life gone. My wife's cousin is going through a hell week right now. She's in probably the worst pain she's ever experienced, losing a child to something that you could not see coming. So what we all have to experience for ourselves is, what is it that I can do when the pain comes? Because the pain is coming. I don't care. We're all going to experience it. If we know the pain is coming, then what is it that I have to do? Oh, let me go to this virtual reality game. And you're now in virtual reality. Take yourself, put yourself or pull yourself out of your body, yourself from the body, and say, wait a second, that's the body. I'm me, and I'm running this body. This body is going to experience pain and is going to say, hey, no, I don't want it anymore. But you're going to say you're going to get more pain because I want this over here. Maybe I want to lose some weight. Maybe I need to get my finances right. Maybe I need to fix, this relationship that I'm in. Maybe I need to really develop, something to help, our ministers or help people to minister better, whatever it is, I have to pull myself out of the body and say, well, body, you got to keep going. Don't stop now. Yeah, I don't feel that pain. See, the body, they say the flesh is weak, which is the body. The body is weak. You've got to use the one resource that you have. You got this thing here inside, not the head, actually. You got the mind. See, the mind is the spiritual being that's inside of you that's running it all. So you're in this hell week. You're trying to figure out how to get through these problems. You're trying to figure out how to get through these challenges. And these challenges are getting the best of you. The challenges is like, man, you can't do it, Jay. Jay, you suck, man. You don't have the vocabulary. Jay, you don't have the, you can't even speak the way that those other people speak. Jay, you cannot, you don't even understand, you don't understand the Bible. Jay, you haven't had the success. Jay, you're not the expert. Jay, like, these are things that the mind's going to tell you. The mind's going to tell you all the things. They're going to say, man, you can't do it, man. You might as well just go ahead. You know what? It's no sense in getting out there and run today because it's going to hurt, right? Oh, you want to run 2 miles. You know what? You want to run 4 miles. You can't run 4. Hey, you want to run 6. You can't run 6. Your knees are going to hurt. Hey, Jay, you can't do it, man. You might as well just sit back, go home, eat some food, sit at the TV. Watch some movies. You love watching movies, don't you, Jay? Go ahead and keep doing that. See, that's what the flesh is going to do to you. Your body's going to tell you to stay pleasurable. Stay in the pleasure of it all. Who does that? Like, most people. Most people are seeking pleasure. I talked about this book that I am reading. It's called Principles, written by a very successful guy named Ray Dalio. He's created a huge company, and Ray talks about the principles that he lived and used in his life. And he talked about consequences. He talked about decision making, and he talked about second and third order consequences. This is one of his principles. And so so what he says is this. He says a lot of times when you come up to a decision, a lot of people look at the first consequence or the first result. So if it's losing weight is easy, right? Losing weight is easy to talk about. So I'll say losing weight. And the first order consequence that people have to choose is pain or pleasure. Pain or pleasure. And so we're going to use pleasure. Most people choose pleasure. Everyone's going to choose, I'll take the pleasure any day. I don't want to go through this hell week this week. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to do it. I'll go ahead and take the pleasure. And so, but then the other side is okay, if I take the pleasure, then what do I get? I get to eat good food. Love good food, right? I get to eat good food. I also get some other things in the second and third order consequence, which is, oh no, I might be overweight. Oh, wow, I might be overweight. Look, I remember being 30 pounds overweight. I was 30 pounds overweight, and I had to go through a hell period to get rid of that 30 pounds. That was one of the hardest things I ever did. It was so hard. The pain was the pain was rough. My knees would swell after I run. All these things would happen to me, and I would not want to do it, and I would continue. And so now that's why I know that, man, if I could get through that, then that means there's even more that I can do. So here's the thing. The second order consequence is the weight, and the third order consequence is going to be illness, and then after illness is whatever that is, maybe I pass or maybe I can't do anything else. But that's the thing, first order, pain or pleasure, and then it's the results after that. But what if I chose the pain? I'm in hell week. I'm looking at my life right now. I'm living a virtual hell week because there's things that I have to do that's going to require me to endure a lot of pain. And so the pain is that's the first thing that I experience, in my health. That's the first thing that I experience when I'm, looking to grow my business from one point to the next. The pain is the first thing that I experience. And that pain is designed to either propel you or push you. And I'm going to tell you, I've felt both. I've been propelled and I've been struck down in that pain. And I'm going to tell you, The thing about being struck down from the pain is then you say to yourself, okay, has anybody else done this before? That's where you got to say to yourself, if I'm trying to do something and if someone else did it, I need to figure it out. That's why I read books, because I can immediately go to somebody else without like I may not know a lot of friends. Like I personally don't know a lot of people that, or a lot of people in my network that may be millionaires. I mean, like in my personal network, I don't have a lot of people like that. Like now I've got some personal networks that have the people in there, but they're not like first friends. They may be second or third friend, maybe a lot of times third connections. You know, if you're on LinkedIn, it's like a third connection. And I got some second connections. Now I've got some mentors that I work with. Luckily, they're first. You know, I had to pay them, had to pay them for their knowledge, and I have to pay for books. So if there's something I need to know and there's something I need to learn, then I'm got to go to somebody that know it. And and a lot of, I'm gonna tell you, the book is the cheapest way to get it. A book, the most you may pay, maybe you pay $30 for a book, but you can get books for $10, $12, $15. I stay on Amazon buying books because there's some, oh, they experienced this, they experienced it. Let me read their experience. Let me read what they did. And it's not so that I can do everything they did. I may just get some ideas that help to, it's going to help to shape my life. It's going to help to shape who I am going to be and who I know that I can be. So when you're going through your hell week, which is every week probably for most of us we're in a virtual hell week every week. And if we're in a virtual hell week every single week, then it's your responsibility this week, today, to devise a plan. Like you have to come up with a plan of attack. Okay, these are all the problems that I'm facing. Oh, I'm facing these problems. Okay, let me just know what they are. So you got to know your problems. Every problem you face is an opportunity to succeed. I'm going to say that again. Every problem that you face is an opportunity for you to succeed. This is truth. Look, I've studied, and spiritually I've studied that every problem is there because that's a growth mechanism. It's for you to grow. Wow. All these problems I got, by solving those problems, not that I become successful, I'll get a new set of problems. See, it's not the success from those problems, because the thing is, a lot of people want to stop after they solve the first problem. Because you solve the first problem, if you solve the first problem and you stop, you miss it. You totally missed the mark. You missed the mark because you stopped it. Wait, God's like, wait a second, what are you doing? Yes, there's more. There is more to come. And if you continue to go from problem to problem to problem, that's how you grow. But so many of us go from problem, and then the worst thing that can happen is that you solve the problem and then you stay right there. But see, the problem is, if you set your sights too low, if you're setting your sights too low, then what's going to happen? See, hell week is every week. And the growth comes when you know that, man, if I can, I got a really big problem, and let me create a huge result that I'm really trying to go after. If I go after a huge result, something that's actually bigger than my problem. See, that's the thing. You got to go after something that is bigger than your problem. Because if you go after, oh, I just, I want to, get my bills paid. Oh, no, you don't want to just get your bill paid. No, you don't. Maybe you want to pay the bills of, 10 families. Maybe if you say, you know what, I'd like to be able to pay the bills of 10 families. Maybe if their bills were $3,000 a month, I'd love to be able to do that. Now, that doesn't mean that you're giving money away. That maybe mean that maybe you take a business and you hired 10 people, you paid their bills. That's the goal. I want to pay the bills of 10 families by employing 10 individuals so that they can take care of their family. Maybe I want to pay the bills of 100 families. You see where I'm going? Because if I help those 100 people pay their bills, then what's going to happen to my bills? There won't be any. In fact, I'll have way more. I'll have way more than bill money. But a lot of times, and I've done that too, where you're just going after bill money. And that's the worst goal to have, because it's not going to actually solve your problem. It's not providing the solution that we really should be going after. So guys, Hell Week is every week. Every week that you get up, every day that you push forward, you should be pushing forward to solve a problem that is so big that you know in your right mind that there's no way you can do it. See, there's no way you can do it. See, because you're going to need the help. You're going to need the help of my guy. My guy that I roll with, he can help you. I can tell you firsthand, this guy can help you. And he can help you in such a way that even though he knew he could do certain things in his divine glory, he would still start off a prayer. When he raised Lazarus from the dead, here is what he said. Here's what he said when he raised Lazarus from the dead. If you're not familiar with the Lazarus story, go to John chapter 11, and that's going to start in verse 38. But you should read the whole chapter. I think it's John 11. Yeah, read 11 all the way through the whole chapter. But I'm going to get into, as I'm closing up, because I'm closing up. I got all the way to this point to now talk about my guy who raised Lazarus from the dead. Here's what he said before he raised Lazarus. He says, Father, thank you for hearing me. And I want you to understand what he's saying here. Thank you for hearing me. He could have just came and said, hey, Lazarus, come forth. He says, Father, thank you for hearing me. He hasn't even asked anything. He says, I know you always hear me. I know you always hear me is what he's saying. Imagine, a lot of times you ask for something and you're asking, and then when it didn't show up, you assume he didn't hear. But he heard you the first time. My kids would come and ask me for something. I was like, dude, I heard you when you asked me for it yesterday. I heard you when you asked me for it an hour ago. He's saying, Father, thank you for hearing me. I know you always hear me. But then here's the kicker, because this is where he was teaching. He says, I'm saying it in this way for the sake of the people, for the sake of the people here, so they will know that you are the one who sent me and that I am your son. So he gave you a clue right here. He says, well, look, if you go to my Father and say, thank you, Father, thank you for hearing me, and I know you always hear me. That's the clue. See, that's the clue to getting past your hell week. Once you ask, hey, God, help me with this. Thank you for hearing me. I know you always hear me. And then you press forward as if you've already gotten it. See, hell week is something that's kind of mystical. It's something that, you won't get through because you won't fight the demon of pain. That's right. It's the demon of pain that you got to fight. Because pain is temporary. Think about everything that you've experienced pain in. You've experienced this pain, and then it's over. It's over. Like, oh, shoot, I got through it. So if that is true, if pain is temporary, then your job is to go through this hell week. Go through your hell week every week, looking for your pain, smiling at your pain, thanking pain for pain, but knowing that the pleasure that you're going to enjoy, when you pass through this week, this hell week, you're going to enjoy the fact that you're past those problems. But then you're going to enjoy the fact that, man, I'm past those problems. I'm going to get some more, and I'm going to enjoy going through those as well. And when you look back a week, 2 weeks, a year, 5 years, 10 years, you will see growth in your life like nothing else. You will say to yourself, I can't believe the person that I've become as a result of hell week every week. I can't believe the pain that I endured every week. I can't believe that I decided not to live the life of pleasure, but live the life of pain. I can't believe that I did that. But you know what? It was only because I learned the trick, and I learned the trick from the guy that I call my guy, Jesus Christ. I learned the trick where he said, just thank him for everything. If you thank him for everything, even though you don't know when you're going to pass through it, exactly when, you'll get through it, and hell week will be over. It will subside, and every week you will endure again. Every week you will enjoy the process. Every week you'll do this, and then what'll happen is one day you'll look up and you'll see people running behind you. They're going to be running behind you because they're going to be seeing your results, and they're going to be saying, man, I need those results. And you're just going to say, well, look, go through hell week. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You will have to go through hell week. You're going to have to fight your own demons. You're going to have to fight the pain. And if you can't fight the pain, then you're not going to get through it. And you're just going to be the status quo. See, that's how that's how it is. I can't sugarcoat it for you. I can't tell you that it's easy. I'm not going to motivate you into it, because as soon as you get the motivation and then there's no more motivation, there's no more tape, there's no more videos, then what are you going to do? So you got to have it. You got to pick up the drive inside. You got to say, there's something bigger than me, and this is why I'm going to do it, because I know what's inside of me, and I know that I'm not going to allow this pain or this mystical hell week to stop me from what it is that I know I'm going to do and how I can do it. But look, you're going to need help. Read this story. Chapter 11 in John, the whole chapter. There's a lot in there. And I would tell you to read it multiple times. Read it multiple times. That's the key with reading. Sometimes you got to read things over and over and over to really figure out the one point that you got to get from it. And I'm thankful. One point from this text that stood out to me the most, where Jesus prayed and said, thank you, but he did it multiple times in his life. And he did it with the feeding of 5,000. And all he said was, thank you. All he said was, thank you. But he did that for those that were there. They needed to understand the power that they already had in asking and saying thank you. So guys, this week, this is your hell week. This is your week to go through look at your problems. You got to know your problems first. And then you got to know who the problem is. So you know your problems. Then you need to look in the mirror and talk to the problem maker. It's you. You have created every problem in your life. You need to talk to that person and tell them that they're a piece of crap and that they need to go ahead with themselves, and that you're getting rid of them. You gotta talk bad to yourself. That's going to be your motivation. You're going to motivate yourself. And from there, you must develop a process in your life, which is whatever that big problem you want to, that big elephant you want to eat and tackle. They said there's no way you will eat an elephant in one sitting. You eat it one bite at a time. So if that's the case, you need to get your fork out and you need to take a bite out of that problem every day until you look up and realize that you've eaten that problem, and now you're eating bigger problems. You follow me? All right, so look, get to your hell week, look in the mirror, write down your problems, then look in the mirror at the problem maker and talk to that person and tell them that they're stopping you from your goals. They are keeping you from doing some amazing things in your life, and you need to put them on notice that you're getting rid of them. That's what I want you to do. Take this week. This is the last full week of 2018, so that when next week starts, you are moving into your first week of, I'm talking about obliterating these problems. That's how you're going to do it. And look, if the pain is too much, then don't do it. Quit. That's all I can tell you. But if you will understand and accept the pain, accept the challenge today, write your problems, and then talk to the problem maker, and then push that problem maker to the side and do what you have to do, then I welcome you. Join this movement. Join this movement, right? Yes, this is a movement of the healthy life. And the healthy life is creating your spiritual muscle, your mental muscle, your health and physical muscles right, and your financial muscles, your relationship muscles. That's the healthy journey. See, the healthy accountant is all of those things. And 2019 is going to be the year where 1,000 people are going to take this on and are going to create the life, but not because I'm motivating them. I'm not going to motivate anybody. I'm going to be a resource, but I'm not going to motivate you. You're going to motivate yourself, and you're going to do what you have to do to get yourself to where you want to go. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me, and I'm excited about today. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about my life, and I'm excited about your life. I'm excited about what's going to happen for you as a result of actually listening to this program. And so I'm so grateful for you. I love you. I can't wait to hear about the things that's going to happen in your life. I can't wait for, you to pass through your hell week. I can't wait for that. And so I am so thankful, and I'm so honored that you took time to listen, that you took time to watch. Be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout. Every time you get the chime, try and jump on. If you haven't already liked and followed the page, go ahead and like and follow. We're going to be on YouTube as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you for doing that. And look, take the healthy journey with us in 2019. Make the commitment this week. And in 2019, your life, whatever your goals are, I want you to make some serious big goals that will scare the heck out of you. But if you go on a journey with me 7 days a week, and if you take this journey with me, I know that you'll make it. This is, yes, every day. It's not going to be take any time off. This is every single day. You're pushing yourself every single day, and you're going to create a life for yourself that only you can create, not me, because everyone is different. Everyone is different, and you're different. I want to see huge results in your life. So I'm excited about that, and I know that the results are coming for you. All right, guys, look, that's it for today. I actually got to go hit my run. And so I appreciate you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow on the Enlightenment broadcast here on Facebook and on YouTube. So God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.